I'm going to show you guys the simplest way to make coins on FIFA 23, but before we jump into that, I need to show you the easiest way for you to get some coins. If you guys are looking for the cheapest and most reliable coins on the market, make sure to head over to utnice.com and use code CHIEF for 5% off at checkout. Now let's get right into this video. Alright boys, so diving into this video, we're going to be showing you the simplest and easiest way to make coins on FIFA, and this is something you should be doing around the clock, constantly relisting items, whether you're currently on the game or if you're on vacation, you can just do this on a web app. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be selling position modifiers to lazy buyers. Now what does this mean? Basically, lazy buyers are people that do not check what an item goes for. So essentially, if I was a lazy buyer buying a position modifier, I'd search position modifier here, I'd flick through the first page or so, and I would just try to find something that's relatively cheap. I wouldn't check the actual cheapest price. Maybe I just pick one up for 2,200 there because that's the cheapest one out of all these. Maybe I grab one for 2,100 here. So I don't check the exact cheapest price. I just kind of go for something relatively close, and we're going to look to take advantage of these people. Now, how exactly do we do this? So the first step of this for selling position modifiers to lazy buyers is find the price position modifiers go for. And right now it's about 16 to 1700 coins. Then what we're going to want to do from there is pick up a bunch of position modifiers for this price, maybe 100 coins cheaper if you want to. And essentially, the more cards you do this with, the better. So if you could do this with 80 to 90 position modifiers at a time, that's going to be way better than doing it with 10 to 20 of them. So first step is to come through and pick up as many of these cards as you can. So I'm going to come through, and I find bidding to be the easiest way to pick these up. If you just try to sit there and snipe them, you're going to be there all day trying to buy cards, especially if, like I said, you're going to try to buy 80 to 90 cards. So the first thing is you're going to pick up a bunch of these cards here for typically 16 to 1700 coins seems to be the price right now. So what do we do next? We want to list all of these cards for the exact same price. That is the key. Pick up a bunch of position modifiers, list them all for the same price. Now, I've already done this with some on my transfer list here. You can see I've got 25 cards here listed for 2,200 coins each. Now, how do you figure out exactly what you want to list them for? There's no real science to it. You just kind of pick a number and do it. So I picked up all these for 1,700, and I'm going to list them all for 2,200 together. Now, why does it matter that these are all listed for the exact same price? We'll get into that. So first, let me get these all listed up. And again, the more the merrier. If you can do this with 100 cards, do it with 100 cards because it's going to make it way better. And I'll explain why in a second here. So we'll get these all listed up here for 2,200. And again, you could go higher than that, you could go lower than that. Obviously, the lower your price, the more often they're going to sell. The higher your price, they're not going to sell as much, but you're going to make more coins per card here. So we get those all listed up and whatnot. Now, why do we need to list them all for the same price? Why is it better if we do more of them? So if I were to search position modifier here, what's going to happen is if one person is listing a bunch of a card, and you can see lazy buyers, somebody just bought that for 2,600. So it matters that we list these all for the exact same price, and at the same time, someone just bought that for 2,500. Lazy buyers are nuts, man. So it matters here because when someone searches for this, what's going to happen is all of my cards are going to pop up together because I'm listing them all at the same time. So when someone scrolls through position modifiers and I have just got 60 of them listed for 2,200 and they're flicking through, by the time they get to the fourth page of all of these cards listed for 2,200, they're just going to buy one because they're going to be tired of flicking through cards. So the more you list together, the more often they're going to sell because people are going to think, oh, that's the price they go for because there's so many of those cards listed at that price, if that makes sense. So that's kind of the reason that we, one, pick up so many cards, and two, list them all at the same price. That's kind of an important key there. So how do we figure out what price to sell at? Kind of like a general idea. Let me show you that now. Now I'm listing around 2,200 right now. Typically 500 coins more is a fair price. People are going to be picking those up. You could see when we were sitting on the menu there looking at the position modifiers, one sold for 2,500, one sold for 2,600. So you could list these for more. Now, how do we figure out, are they going to sell at this price or are they not going to sell at this price? So what you can do is you can search position modifiers here, and you can go through and you can add cards to your transfer targets. And what this does for you is if a card sells, you're going to be able to see that in your transfer targets. Or if you're not able to tag it like I did there, that means it sold. So those cards for 21, 2200 are selling pretty quickly there. It seems like almost every listing for 2K, 2100, 2200 is selling here. So that's going to be free coins here, is all these selling for 2000. So if I really wanted to just insta make coins every time, I could list these cards for 2K and they're basically going to sell every single time. Now, the key with this method that a lot of people get frustrated with is, so these cards are not going to sell until the end of the hour. The reason for that being, when somebody searches position modifiers, obviously the cards that pop up are the ones that are closest to expiring, as you can see here. So when listing your cards, you always want to list for 1 hour, and they're not going to sell until the end of the hour. And you got to keep in mind, not every card is going to sell either. So what happens is you'll sell some cards. You can see I sold a couple here for 2200 before the video. You're going to clear those, and then you're just going to pick up a couple more position modifiers to take their places, and then just relist these cards. It's really a game of just buy cards, list them for more, and then just relist over and over while these cards sell. And again, this is something you should be doing all the time, whether you're doing it with players, consumables, staff, anything. You can do it with anything on this game. People are going to lazy buy items. I find position modifiers to be the best here. So that's kind of a way to go about it. Again, you can play with the price here. I'm probably going to start raising prices on these, because if these cards, if every single one seems to be selling 21 to 2200, I may start listing mine at like 2500. So what I can do to check if these cards are selling is I'll set it up so I get a bunch of cards that are around 2500 coins by now, and then I'll add these all to my transfer targets here. Now again, what I'm doing here is I'm checking if cards are going to sell at these prices. So when I add these all to my transfer targets, as they expire, I can see them in my transfer targets and see if they sold here. Again, this is a big key here for figuring out what cards are typically selling for here. So I'll add all of these. Seems like a lot of cards for 2600 here. Somebody must be listing a bunch at that price. So 2500 might be a good area for me. So then what I can do, I can come in here. You can see not really a ton sold for those ones we marked earlier, one for 2100 there, but as these expire, we'll be able to see if somebody bought these or they just expired because nobody bought them. And you can see nobody has bought any of these yet. So maybe 2500 is actually a bit too high of a price. So this is, again, a little trick that a lot of people seem to not know about. So yeah, it seems like these cards aren't selling 24 to 2500 coins. So I think my 2200 coin mark is a pretty safe mark where cards are selling, but I'm still making a good amount of coins out of it. So that's kind of an overall view at selling position modifiers to lazy buyers. There's a lot of little minor components to it, so make sure to let me know if you have any questions in the comments. But guys, that's gonna be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.